Yeah, it's really a good question because there's so many thoughts that we have in our minds or voices that we hear, and we wonder, is that God's voice? Is that my mother's tapes being played over and over again? Is that a thought that I had? Did it come from the devil? And of course, any impression we get, any voice that we get, any supposition or feeling that we are drawn to as being the will of God, we always have to compare it with what God has already said. And when it comes to God's guidance, is it not just logical, but is it theological? Does it match up with Scripture? And it's sort of like navigating a boat into a harbor. You do have to line up several lights to get the boat going right. This is before the days of radar and GPS. But I think that when we line up the way God has led us in our personal experiences, what God has said and how He's led other people in the Scripture, and what God is saying to us in our own experience at this moment, we get those lined up, and I'd probably add another light to it, and I would get godly counsel from people who've walked the road before you have, and they're going to share some insights with you that you don't have or that you haven't seen even in the Bible. And it's always good to get another voice, but it should be a godly voice. You know, David said in Psalm 1 that we shouldn't walk in the counsel of the ungodly. So the counsel should be good, godly, biblical counsel. And you know, somebody, I think it was Alan Redpath, said one time, might have even been at Keswick, but he said, love God with all of your heart and do whatever you want. Because the truth is, when you love God with all of your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and you're so tuned in to what He wants, you're going to be making good choices. And you can just sort of have the freedom to live as you want to, because you're going to want what He wants.